Have you guys ever watched this movie before? What is your perspective and what do you think about this movie? Why did the producer portray this movie in such a magical way? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Afiqa Hanis, and along with my group members, we're going to present about the festival in the Mexican culture, the Day of the Dead. In Islam, we hold Tahleel to remember and to honor our lost loved one. But in Mexican culture, they have the Day of the Dead, a specific day for them to remember and to honor their family or friends who had passed away. Firstly, we discuss about the Day of the Dead itself. Secondly, we discuss about the history of the Day of the Dead. Thirdly, we discuss about the ritual. And fourthly, which is the last one, we discuss about the foods during the Day of the Dead. Now that I have explained what I am going to do today, so let's move forward to our first main section.
So now I'm gonna share about one fact about Day of the Dead. So as we know, Day of the Dead is a celebration, and people who celebrate try to remember and try to appreciate their deceased family members or their loved one. But what you have to know is Day of the Dead is a celebration of life, not death. They believe that death is part of our journey of life. When someone passed away, they believe that a brand new life will come. So I've mentioned that Day of the Dead is a celebration, and like other celebration, they celebrate Day of the Dead with music and dance.
Let me explain in detail about the history of the Day of the Dead, since my group member has already explained it to you roughly. Day of the Dead started to develop from the ancient tradition which has been practiced among pre-Columbian cultures and rituals honoring the dead in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica, according to Castro 2018. The ritual is held to help the dead in their path of after death. Most of the Mexicans believe that they have to face 9 challenges in the land of the dead, which is called Chiconamictlan, before reaching Mictlan, the final resting place. The family of the dead has to aid the dead to prepare for their difficult travel by providing them food, water, and tools. The family will usually offer this necessity at the dead's grave or their altar of their home, ofrenda. 1st November is celebrated for the children, meanwhile the honoring of the adult happened on 2nd November. This has been practiced by society since the late 20th century.
I'm moving on to the ritual of the Day of the Dead. On this day, the Mexicans will perform a ritual. In the ritual, they will take the chance to visit the grave sites. They will clean and even decorate them with things that the deceased love the most, such as candles, flowers, foods on the graves. Along with that, they will also do some fun activities like singing, eating, and telling stories to the deceased. However, for certain countries that visiting grave sites is not viable, they will set up altars in their homes during the celebration. They will decorate the altars with foods, drinks, flowers, pictures of the deceased, and burn copal, as it is presumed to be loved by the spirits. They believe that by doing so, they could invite the spirits back to their home and eat the dishes that they have prepared for them.
Next, I will share you about food. The food is called main offering or ofrenda that will be arranged on the altars. First, the ofrenda usually have the famous pan de muerto or bread of the dead, which is really important as it meant to nourish the dead when they return to the land of the living. It also serves along with grains, marigold, fruits, and cigarette. There also will be a banquet that consists of the deceased's favorite food. Salavera or school, which is molded from sugar or chocolate, also can be found. Last but not least, the host will put salt as sign of prevention the soul from corruption. Now, the food that mainly put on the altar is for the aroma for the dead to eat the spiritual essence of the food. Later on, the food are eaten or given away by the living after the aroma has been consumed. They prepare all this fancy and colorful food in order to make death a happy rather than a sad occasion.
Finally, to us, Day of the Dead may be just another holiday, but to the Mexicans, it is not just any holiday, but is a day that reunites both the living and the dead. On these 2 days, families will visit the graves of their deceased family members and leave ofrendas, Spanish for offerings, to encourage visits from the land of the dead, as the deceased hear their prayers, smell their foods, and join in the celebration. Quoting from the 2017 movie Coco, my grandmother said that death is not existed. She believed that we will only die when others forget about us. Day of the Dead is a day for reliving the memories of the departed souls, to cherish and appreciate in merry celebration.